Go to sleep, you little babe. Go to sleep, you little babe. Go to sleep, you little babe. Go to sleep, you little. Your mama's gone away and your dad's gonna stay. Don't leave nobody but the babe.
Hi everybody, it's Lady Mal. It's been a crazy week and I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off today, so you're gonna get me with no makeup, no dress up, and lounging. Um, as always, rate, subscribe, comment wherever around this picture that happens. Leave me ideas, leave me your comments, criticisms, really anything. I don't care. Just be polite about it. If you don't like me, don't watch me. If I offend you, uh, then shoot me a message and I will either explain myself or I will I'll respond somehow, but it really depends on how you write me. Um, I don't put up with trollers and I don't put up with people who get offended because they think I've pointed them out when I don't mention names for a reason. Anyway, so today's topics, I have my notes today. Um, I had someone ask me about enema play. I've only ever done it once, and it really wasn't my bag. Pardon the pun. Um, uh, it can be a great use of control on the dominant side, and I don't know, it just never was my thing. I've done it, it was okay. Would I do it again? Probably not. Um, just, yeah, it's a form of control, but I can think of 5 different ways that I would rather be controlled than by enema play. Don't get me wrong, I love anal. I'm totally okay with that. But I don't know, it's just the whole, it can get messy and you can do really bad damage by doing that because yeah, I mean, it obviously does what it's supposed to do, but it's when you start overfilling that things can get ripped, things can get torn, stretched out. It's just bad news. I don't do it. If that's what you want to do, fabulous. Just be safe, sane, consensual about it. The next thing is being a brat in scene versus being an attention whore, because there are two totally different things there. Um, I understand being a brat in a scene. I'm a submissive. I'm a baby doll. I understand. Um, it comes natural for me to be a brat because I'm also a Sam, a smart ass masochist. Um, and that's fine. I mean, you smart off in a scene or whatever, you're gonna get what you want, which is to be punished, or whatever. It may not turn out exactly the way you want it to, but you'll reap what you sow. But being a brat in real life, like outside of a scene, I think is totally unacceptable because you're supposed to carry yourself in a way that is pleasing to your dominant, your daddy, your master, your mistress, whatever you want to call them. I have seen a really scary trend on FetLife and in the scene in general where if someone doesn't get their way, they're going to throw a hissy fit, be it commenting on somebody's wall, sending them messages, posting comments on their pictures, posting their own journals, whatever. If two people stop talking, there's usually a pretty good reason. And just because someone stops talking to you does not mean that is the end of the universe, especially if the only time you've ever talked is online or, on the phone a couple of times. And sometimes things just don't gel. You might get along by typing on the screen because there's no inflection, there's no attitude, there's not anything. But once you talk in person or talk on the phone or talk on Skype or however you talk, um, there just may not be a connection there. Plus, if you're looking at long distance versus local, 9 times out of 10, the local is going to work out better than the long distance because, well, obviously you're local. The economy sucks, so having to travel costs money, and a lot of people don't have the money just to go run off and do whatever they want to because most of us are not independently wealthy. I would love to be able just to take off and go wherever I wanted, but that's not going to happen. Um, and I think throwing a hissy fit because someone stops talking to you is a little childish. Even for littles, I think that's a little bit much. Um, it's just unneeded and it causes drama, and nobody wants to deal with drama. And generally, the person who starts the drama ends up getting the boot. And I personally don't want to lose friends, but if you start drama with me, why should I stick around? I mean, I've got enough drama in my real life, aside, separate from my kink side. I don't need any more drama. Uh, so yeah, there's that. Just don't do it. It's not attractive. It's not a quality most dominants look for in submissive baby doll little girls, whatever. Um, yeah, being a brat is kind of a turn on to some people, and that's fine. But when it goes over the edge, that's not any good. And the last thing that I had someone ask me about was, how do you find a topper submissive? Well, I never look for a submissive. I am one, not a switch. But looking for a top is kind of tricky sometimes. I've had my fair share of jerks and abusive assholes, for lack of a better term, that have used me for whatever they felt like, and that's not healthy. Um, I've had some people be posers. Oh yeah, I'm a dominant, until it's time to fish or cut bait, and then they flake out, and it turns out that, oh well, they just wanted kinky sex. They didn't want a DS relationship. They weren't willing to take responsibility for the care and feeding of a submissive. Um, Honestly, for those people looking, either tops looking for submissives or submissives looking for masters, mistresses, daddies, whatever, I really, really recommend FetLife. I mean, you're still going to run into the posers and the assholes, but that's the way life goes. I mean, you're never going to be able to weed them all out. But check FetLife. Look around for local groups. Or go on FetLife and look for a local group. If you can't find one there, Google. That's the best way to find them. That's the way I found my local group the first time around, before I took a break from the scene. But if you look on FetLife, 9 times out of 10, you'll find someone in your area, and they'll be able to at least point you in the right direction. If you live in a small town, look for the next biggest town. Generally, the big metroplexes have a kink community. You may have to dig around and find them, but I bet you they're out there. So I think that's about it. Everything's going great with my daddy. I'm absolutely thrilled. Never thought I'd actually say that. But rate, comment, subscribe, whatever. Check me out on FetLife. I'll put the link down here, wherever it goes. I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah! Bye.
French fingertips, red lips, bitches dangerous. Cotton candy kiss, can't wait for my sugar rush. And can't take